we are closing in on having spent as much time in the after game patches as we did in the game. I wouldn't say they've been particularly good time spent either. Not exactly quality. So we're ready to move on to Heaven's Word as soon as it's ready to let me go. At last, the Scion's man deigns to grace with me with his presence. Pity we have no time for pleasantries. Our first destination is Samhar. Come, we are late enough as it is. I have made him wait quite a while. And I was supposed to be here yesterday. Unsettled scholar. Yes, this location should suffice. Once I finish calibrating my instruments, I will require but a moment to take the necessary measurements. I trust I need not explain that my work can suffer no interruptions. Then please stand at an appropriate distance and keep watch for wild beasts. My cat is very interested in the chocobo. I see we both have completed our respective tasks. A satisfactory outcome. Though if I could make one suggestion, you might try to dispatch your foes more quietly in the future. I do not like to pick fault, but I really must be allowed to concentrate. Now then, Snake Molt awaits, shall we? Well, what can I say except you're welcome? Right about here, yes. As before, I would like to ask you to keep an eye out for dangerous beasts as I work.
So let me just kill everything for you. Deep Boy Death Mouse.
Fascinating. These readings are not at all what I expected. Though perhaps that should come as no surprise. I'm not given to superstition, but there's a queer, almost blasphemous air hereabouts. Let us quit this place and return to Roots Lake. We have one more site to survey. Oh yeah. Give me that FF6. That's the good stuff. What city is Amapur, huh? Amdapur? It's going to be important, isn't it? As before, my guardian, pray lead me to my task and ensure our safety. Wrong one. Oh my. Man. A lot of dead things. This data should prove invaluable to... Ye gods, what is that stench? Did you slaughter a creep of adamantoids while my back was turned? Quickly now, to Camp Tranquil. I will not have my clothing reeking of blood and offal. Oh, this is awful. I love this mount. I love the music. He chose to prattle in the echo a while longer, I take it. No matter. I took advantage of my unexpected privacy and performed a cursory analysis of my data. Yeah, I got here faster than you did. There's no way you got here before me. It would appear there have been measurable decreases in Eorzea's ambient aether concentrations since the calamity. However, this data is far from conclusive. We must take additional measurements to confirm my assessment. For our next survey, I would have you escort me to Earth's fault. The ambient aether concentrations are so high that crystalline structures form spontaneously. Consequently, anomalous fluctuations should be much easier to detect. Brilliant, yes? No, don't bother answering. That was rhetorical. Now, come along. Come, kitty. Yes, you are definitely cleaning yourself. To the cave and beyond. You should be more than familiar with the procedure by now. Pray find a suitable position from which to keep watch while I take my measurements. And try not to disturb me, sir. Hi, kitty. Yes, quite high, yet still markedly lower than the historical measurements taken near the end of the 6th Astral Era. Could the presence of a primal account for the difference? Or is there something else? Something else? Something draining the etheric energy. Something else. Scion, come here, I need you. That's no good. The guy was investigating the disappearance. They're not my friends. Help has arrived. You're not my friend. Help has arrived. There you are, Peter. Hori and I were worried when you and your charge failed to return at the appointed hour. That didn't like a hog. And not by one, no. These wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight either. No real mark on his sword or his shield. I've had nothing of the Crystal Grave operations in this area. What cause did Wilfred have to come here? Well, what should we do? We'll see the scholar's protection, Pieta. Aye, and the boy's remains. You should return to the Rising Stones. The antecedent will want to know what happened here. And so do I. Let's see, I love you too, bud. Into the solar? Sure. Pieta, you have returned, and you seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe so?
Yes, there is problem. Someone died. He was killed.
Wilfred, dead, mayhaps murdered. By the 12, how could this be? I'll send word to Orphanor at once. He'll want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Wilfred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who would do this? And why? To cover some plot. The recent events weigh heavily on our minds. We must needs set them aside for now. We are come to a defining moment in Eorzean history. The grand commemoration of our joint defense of Ishgard, the first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with our neighbors to the north to fight in common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Eorzean alliance. Failing that, it should be the very least serve to bring our nations closer together. We have every reason to raise our voices in celebration, do we not? We've bested Dravanians and Ascians both. Against desperate odds, we fought and won. But the primals still plague us. The Empire still plots our subjugation, and our triumphs, remarkable though they may be, were bought at a terrible price. Yeah, I definitely am not celebrating myself. Brave adventurers and allies broken on the steps of the faith, and before our eyes in this very room, our own dear friend Mumbrida. This is the victory we've wrought. It is bitter ashes in my mouth. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet, and all of our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front, that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all.
Though.
It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us at Uldar, that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tataru and Laman a note. If they do not return quickly, I will have to settle with whatever leftovers I can smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. big soiree, Peter. Raise a glass for me, will you? Or not. You don't look best pleased, lad. Something on your mind?
Yes, that man you were looking for is dead. It seems murdered.
By the Navigator, Wilfred's dead. God damn it. They must know they've been rumbled. Sod it. It's past time we had this talk. After the last conversation, I got to thinking about where certain funds were coming from, so I had to dig around. And on the quiet, and sure enough, I found it. Sure, seems a fair bit of coin made its way to the Braves' coffers courtesy of a dodo consortium. Daft name for a business if I ever heard one, which is what first gave me an inkling something wasn't right. So I went through the ledgers again and found another half-dozen donations from organizations with stupid bloody names. Didn't take long to find the common thread. All were owned by the Mirage Trust. Oh, I'll give the bastard credit. He showed us up for the amateurs that we are. Short of calling one of his businesses the Bloody Bribery Consortium. I don't know what more he could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men on the first and third are taking Telege coins. But now we know, as some of them are. I wedge in my right eye, they're the ones that did in Wilfred. The earnest young lad, fool, was taken to asking the wrong kind of questions. Bound to attract attention, he was. Should have seen it at the time, but I didn't, God damn me. Still, I don't see what Telege hopes to accomplish. He hid his scheme with all the care of a drunk pissing to the wind. No, he's cleverer than this. So we need to be clever, too. That's the only way we'll ever repay this debt of blood. We'll purge every one of them traitorous bastards from our ranks. On that, you have me word. And, Peter, mind yourself in your Nildaya. We're heading into a storm. I can smell it. Yeah, me too. The kind will sweep a man overboard and drag him under before he knows it. Yeah, I'm surprised Nildada's still standing. Honestly, I assumed that whenever we were off, that's when they were going to make their move. Need to throw that stuff around. I'm going to the Chamber of Rule.
We've been waiting for you, Peter. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I'd hoped that we might make our introductions together, but Mistress Momoji just sent word you will meet her with the quicksand. You'll go on ahead, Peter. Pray, join us once matters at the quicksand are resolved.
Well, something really bad is going to happen. Give my regards to Momoji, and let her know that I will call upon her anon. Yeah, in this meeting, something awful is going to happen. Like an explosion's going to kill everybody. And because we're not there, we will be the main suspect. Let's switch out our minion. I hear that sloshing in the background. That's a little bit.
Oh, I appreciate you dropping in on such short notice, Peter. I appreciate you dropping in on such short notice, Peter.
There's the voice.
I know you've got places to be, so I won't waste your time. You're friends with Crystal Brave by the name of Elaine, aren't you? Former adventurer? Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came around for a meal not long ago, and before she left, she asked me to give you a message. Said if the others end up dragging you to the feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet me at the station west of the Coffer and Coffin. There's something I must show you. Short message, I'll grant you, but she thought long and hard before picking those words. Barely touched her food, too. Under other circumstances, I'd have thought those signs of a troubled heart, but something tells me she ain't planning to confess her undying love.
Okay, Enkidu is definitely one of my favorite minions already. So who should I remove? Yeah, Puddle, definitely. Bye, love you. She's going to tell me I mustn't go in there. I love having Enkidu. As you stand upon the platform, your thoughts begin to wander, and all too soon the ghosts of comrades lost and enemies slain begin to file to your mind's eye in solemn procession. Clearing your head, you scan the horizon and see no sign of Elaine. Here we are, sitting at sunset. Straining your ears to listen, you hear the chatter of Kakurin and the buzzing of syrphids, but no approaching footfall. Sighing, you bow your head, only to notice a vial lying at your feet. Peter, is that you? What brings you out this way?
I was told to wait for someone.
Lieutenant Elaine? Well, I know. I haven't seen her about. Has she come this way? I guarantee we would have crossed paths. I must have passed this spot a dozen times. We are to patrol the city's environs on account of the royal banquet. Captain's orders, you understand. Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? You should be on the other. You should be with the honor. You should be with the other honored guests, enjoying your well-deserved respite. Aye, pray return to Olda, Pieter. If I chance to meet the lieutenant, I will tell her you were here. Pieter is not in the building. Hold. Wow. Isn't that right, Kit Kat?
O Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
She's going to dissolve the Sultanate. They're going to attack her before she does. Meow.
Momoji, I found this vial. It's important. I have a feeling it is.
I reckoned you'd head straight to the feast after meeting with Elaine. Sorry, I reckoned you'd head straight to the feast after meeting with Elaine. What's the matter? No appetite?
I found vial. It's important, I think.
So she wasn't there, but this was, huh? Well, let's see. Looks to me to be an alchemist vial. Beyond that, I can't say. Might be best if you hold it up for safe. Hold on to it for safekeeping, though. Any road, I'm just worrying about Elaine. I'm sure she'll turn up before too long. And when she does, we'll soon find out what this is all in aid of. Besides, you've got more important things to worry about. Did you believe that while you were away, another message arrived for you? Well, one did. One delivered by the Sultan's handmaiden, you no less. It seems Her Grace desires a private audience. Her handmaiden will meet with you in the royal promenade and escort you to Sultana's chambers. Well, what are you waiting for? Go on, then. Go.
Oh, she's about to be murdered. Again, I strongly suspect that I'm going to be blamed for something that I didn't do.
You needn't trouble yourself so.
Your Grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your Grace is ready, I shall summon the Warrior of Light.
I am.
And I have no bodyguard. Heavens, where it's going to be some kind of redemption arc for me. For a crime I didn't commit. I'm positive. This is what this is setting up.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty knows no bounds, Antecedent.
No, definitely credit goes to Alfred.
Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity.
Yeah, awful's about to happen.
Territorial disputes are all that divide us now, but I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that, I'll have my trusty Warrior of Light box the ears of all concerned. Speaking of whom...
He will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required his attention, but it did not sound serious.
Oh, it's quite serious. It's nice this lined up to be in the evening. That's generally when such parties are held. Thank you for coming, sir. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. If you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it. Or if you are ready, it will be my honor to escort you to Her Grace's chambers forthwith. I've seen the Sultan's bedchamber. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Yeah, it's like, make sure you have enough time. This is going to take a while.
Enter.
Your Grace, your guest has arrived.
Pray, come in, and take your ease.
Trying to find the auto advance. I can't. Just do it the old-fashioned way.
"'Tis well that the steps of faith held against the Horde."
There we go.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
Such noble words after the fact.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of her grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any.
You annexing everything.
Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. "'Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one."
Very well.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon. You wished a word, Yu Hase?
They gonna attack off, you know? That's the one who kept talking about coin.
You may go.
Your Grace.
You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy.
has she been talking about?
You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few. Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me?
No.
I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. Much of my dread for the coming days has been quieted.
What's in the drink? Poison. Thus passes the Sultana. And it's about to go down.
Your Grace!
Acting so surprised, Mr. Talaj.
Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. Poison in her wine? You did this!
Yep. This is better than the explosion killing everyone.
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance.
I mean, who
I
poured her
hereby
wine?
accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
Gonna get to escape.
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Indeed.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away!
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
Leave him before crap goes down.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts.
I mean...
You best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
Is an execution about to begin?
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us, now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. As you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthis. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No! No, this cannot be!
Right it is.
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity.
Thanks a lot, bro.
Bring in the prisoner!
Ledge at a ledge.
This man stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul Namo, and as suspected accessories to the crime, all members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
Yeah, that's what happens when you make a powerful enemy.
This is madness!
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison Her Grace was found upon the assassin's person.
Oh no. Yep.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded Her Grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your Confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh, yes. I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend.
Yeah, when you
I'll
save
tell
a
you what
country,
I
it happens.
I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
Thank you.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
Thanks for that.
This cannot be. Nanamo. Nanamo. No!
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
You're a jerk.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say her grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
What?
Civil War time.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow syndicate members. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
Screw you too, Lillarito.
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Raban!
They disarmed him.
Admiral, we must leave.
The second in command of our forces also turns to be a traitor.
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
You die! I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names. Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
Ah, there you are.
Thancred! Where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
You think?
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
Quite a while, it seems.
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
It seemed that way.
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share Ponanamo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
I mean, Revenant's toll, right?
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe is thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah.
It's also true.
Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papashan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Animo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
That would be nice.
The rest of you, go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By yourself? I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Quite.
Ida! Papalimo!
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now! Find this tunnel of Thancred's.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
It's true.
Ah, look what you've done.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papalymo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last. Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
Is this a farewell for those characters?
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
Not surprising, though.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
No, but I mean, sewers make sense for a city this size.
This way!
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two, go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
Or we're just going to have people staying behind
What do you mean to do?
over and over until we have nobody left? Is that what's going to happen here?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
Leave us!
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance? This is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
Holy.
'Tis done. Forgive me, Mitra.
Farewell, Ophelia.
Louis. And so we're sacrificing everything but our king. She's not very
She
useful.
speaks to me.
Oh, that's interesting.
No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me.
Why?
Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm.
Me by myself.
As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. Tis the only way.
Oh, that's dumb. So we've lost all of our allies. I believe we are finishing up A Realm Reborn. Enough has changed. Kind of hard to go back from here.
I am glad to see you safe, my friend. What of the others?
Yeah.
Damn that man! Taleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
And who are you?
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I
Hey there,
doubt it'll
Bremen.
be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway.
Let us go heavens then.
Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard!
So how did Alpha escape? I wonder.
was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favour. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Uldar, and likely needed a helping hand getting away. Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were. Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Ha! Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alize, but 'twould appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
It happens.
And who might you be, young sir?
Yes, do tell.
Pippin Taropin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames. I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Uldar. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alfino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Yeah, I knew beforehand.
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Uldar that I learned of father's fate. Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Well, good luck with that.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation, but in the end... 'twas I who needed saving.
Don't beat yourself up over it. You did your best. Them soldiers keep searching for a while yet. Reckon we'll take a carriage back toward Ul'dah and get in the way of the land. Maybe provide a distraction, if need be. Use the restroom real quick, and then we'll come back. Alright, since it seems we're in cutscenes to end the Realm Reborn, I'm going to see if I can get to the end of that before I make the phone call I need to make. And soldiers keep searching for a while yet. We're going to take a carriage back toward Old Da and get the lay of the land. Maybe provide a distraction, if need be. You three wait here. Help will come along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's to come. Though. All right, let's go. Central tunnel on. Go, Pippin. The most unassuming folk can prove to be the greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, yet he lent us a hand, and lent us aid without a moment's hesitation, or any hint of concern for his own safety. Though I can well imagine how a man might feel inspired to risk all in your presence. Father spoke of you, Pieter, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is not at all how I envisioned it. Master Alphino, you must not give in to despair. That would only play into our enemy's hands. So long as you and Pieter are free, we may still set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Tarkin, but Nothing on my boy. Sorry to keep you waiting. Sid, what are you doing here? Pulling you out of the fire, as usual. Your merchant friend told me everything. Truly? Then he's not a merchant, but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety? I hid the Enterprise but a short distance away. All I need is a destination. You must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monitress and the Crystal Braves. Right, we can't go home. The Crystal Braves are there. Corthus, Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory. Well, that settles it. With me, everyone. Not I fear. I must remain here. Sorry, not I fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Eldad and the Monitress and their cronies. You may be certain that they will seek to defame you, both here and in other city-states, but know that I shall do my utmost to thwart their every effort. Frankly, I don't expect it to be much of a challenge. The small folk will not turn so easily on the Warrior of Light and his allies, no matter what the Monitress claim. Master Turpin, I don't know what to say. Now that father would labor to believe. But enough talk. You must go, Master Alphino. Your airship awaits. Up. There's no rest for the righteous. Yeah. This definitely feels like the end of the level. We should make for Camp Dragonhead and speak with Lord Hoshifal. Mayhap he'll know what to do. Corthus Central Highlands. Hope that he's not also turned against us. Master Alfino told you your tale, Pietro. It warms my heart that you should turn to me before all others, and I shall endeavor to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here has grown more complicated in your absence. It would be best if I explained it before. Please do.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper.
Oh dear.
The temple knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished.
Quite.
But do not despair. You are not without allies.
Kind of feels like it.
You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The falling snows, or some such. All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Fortom. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor.
Quite.
Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence.
Excellent.
You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions. 'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
Bon. Intercessory waits, Pietro. Pray do not keep your companions in suspense. I'm certain their hearts will soar at the sight of you. So how many of us survived? Greetings, sir. Should I show you inside? On proceeding to the intercessory, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Proceed to the accessory? Yes. Quest complete. Let's continue to end the Realm Reborn, shall we? Before the Dawn.
Alfino, Pietro, is it really you?
Okay, so yeah, Before the Dawn, I believe that's where I can start doing more White Mage work.
I'm so happy that you are... I tried contacting Minfilia and the others, but no one would respond. And then Crystal Braves, our own people, turned on us in the marketplace. Philemon told me to run, and so I did. I ran till my lungs burned and my feet ached. I lost my way, and then...
Fortunately, I deserve some of the Braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. Hey there.
Oh yes, my mask. It was lost in the struggle. Pretty, isn't she? Anyway, after Yaguri found me, we traveled to Vesper Bay and met up with Urianger, And when we told him what had happened, he used his magics to weave a glamour around the Waking Sands. From the outside, our old headquarters now looks like an abandoned storehouse. The transformation didn't take long, however. And apparently, Riange started making preparations for the Imperial attack, just in case the Empire ever chose to pay us another visit. Good thinking, huh? Sorry, where was I? Oh, yes, we wanted to wait there at the Waking Sands, hoping others would come, but no one did. My people are searching for other scions even as we speak, but we have met with no success just yet. I'd hoped you might be able to suggest other places to look. Oh, you should know. The Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune. Only Crystal Braves await you there. Well, poopy. Be that as it may, we have yet to cause for hope, do we not? As the two of you have escaped, it's not impossible the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by men and women, believed true, but rest assured the people of Doma yet stand with you. You welcome this opportunity to repay our debts, and still continue our efforts to locate the others and see the Scions return to their rightful place of honor. No.
"'Tis all my doing. I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes. And look what that arrogance has wrought.
Well, he wouldn't be the first person who arrogantly led to his own destruction.
I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves, and even the Scions themselves, as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm.
I mean, your intentions were good.
But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. 'Twas all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Don't beat yourself up over it.
So, Master Alfino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Alfino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians.
It's true. Not quite so many as before.
The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity.
Quite.
Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
Cool music. And here you go. These are all the voice actors in all the different languages. Definitely want to play the music. Very pretty music. We're going to see how deep these credits go. If it's just voice actors, I'm going to hang around. If not, I'm going to really quickly make my phone call I got to make.
Shining is the land's light of justice. Ever flows the land's well of purpose. Walk free, walk free, walk free. Believe the lamb's alive, so believe.
Very cool music. Be right back.
Now open your eyes while our plight is repeated. Still deaf to our cries, lost in hope we lie defeated. Our souls have been torn and our bodies forsaken, bearing sins of the past, for our future is taken. Born of strife, these trials dissuade us not. Words without sound, these lies betray our thoughts. Mine by a plague of devil and she lords.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to get checked up on emergency dental stuff. All this stuff's, of course, going to be muted whenever I stream it, whenever it goes to YouTube. Alright. So we've finished A Realm Reborn. Because I am going to be doing some stuff online. Let me try this again. Because I'm going to be doing the emergency dental stuff this afternoon, it'll be a much shorter stream this afternoon. Good music. I like the art. It's pretty full. Music. My controller has gotten impatient. Okay, here we go.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
Seems unhappy. The Order is not to be involved. His demise is not required. Nevertheless, it concerns me. They have extinguished that which would rightly be eternal. Mayhap he was not wholly mistaken. Greater haste may be warranted. We're of one mind. The northern lands, then. The earth is fertile, and the seeds well sown. By my will they shall reap salvation, unlike, say, the world has known. By his will. By his will. I have answered thy summons, emissary. Speak, and make thine intent known. I would speak of fate, Archon. Yours, mine, the fate of the very world. Orianger, huh?
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond. Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
Yeah, since we're going to miss some of the afternoon stuff, we'll go ahead and play until 11 this morning. To preserve the dawn's light, the heroes journeyed north. Their hearts filled with hope and eyes fixed heavensward. For the Fall Part 2. Time for action has come, and Alphinaud knows what he must do.
The dawn's light will shine again. So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything. You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphinaud.
Lord Orchefort.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmond has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortin. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper.
Cool.
Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
Okay.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man, and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
No.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Here, here!
I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries, the gates of judgment, have been informed of our decision. You need but state your names, and they will allow you to pass. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Until then. Time to go to Taint Misbehaving. Let's continue our White Mage adventures. Rayo Senna has a task of great import for you. Peter, you could not have come at a better time. We are in dire need of your aid. There isn't time to explain. No, but trouble is afoot, and I would ask you to meet me at the Guardian Tree. Very stormy here. How fares the Great One? Oh, a change from before, I'm afraid. Unchanged from before, I'm afraid. He repeats the same words. Sorry. He repeats the same words over and over. And he fails us. Then it falls to us to glean their meaning. Very well. Pieter, you'll recall the time we performed the quieting and quelled the Great One's rage. Since that day, we've continued communing with him to ensure all is well, and it was, until recently. I'm afraid to say an unsettling change came over the Great One some days ago. He's taken to repeating the same words to us. The taint floodeth the forest, and is beating heart of the fowl. After some inquiries and research, we were able to learn that the Great One had spoken these words before, during the time of Altoa Count. Immediately, we were made to wonder. When Master Altoa embarked upon this journey of healing, could his purpose have been to protect the forest from the taint, of which the Great One now warns? We sought to delve further into this, but no accounts of Master Altoa's journey were found in Silgate's fane. Such records as exist are in the keeping of the foremost student, a mage who recovered his remains from Ogomora. If he is still alive, he may be able to assist us. We've prepared a missive, and we would ask you to deliver it into his hands. After interring his beloved master, the man is said to have taken up residence at Foulwood Float, that he might ever be near to attend the tomb. If he is there still, the locals should be able to point you in his direction. While you see to this task, my brother and I shall remain here and continue observing the Great One. My thanks in advance, Pieter. You seek Master Atawa's former student. I'm afraid he's departed for the realm yonder. now everyone is British. Everyone's supposed to be British is now Southern. You seek Master Atawa's former student. I'm afraid he's departed for the realm yonder. His granddaughter now seeks the tomb at Proud Creek in his stead. If truth be told, I'm more worried about her. The area is thick with fiends, and even experienced wood-whalers avoid venturing there unaccompanied. It's quite stormy here. Summer Hills. Atawa Khan's old student. I heard that someone's tending the tomb, but it's a young maid, as I recall. That old fellow, I'm afraid he passed away some years ago. I remember him well, though. He took care of his master's tomb to the very end. His granddaughter, Shiva, tends the place now, and she's been especially attentive since those accursed bandits came and defiled it. Okay. Be a little bit more careful then. All right. Thank you so much. So focused was I on tending the tomb, I failed to notice the fiends approaching me. Oh, what? You're searching for the granddaughter of Master Altoa's former student? Well, then you need search no more. I'm Shiva. Know that I have taken on my grandfather's responsibilities. If it is within my power to help the Seed Seers, then I shall be glad to do so. here is missive. The taint threatens the 12th wood, Nafika have mercy. As the seed seers have surmised, 'twas to purge the taint that Master Altoa journeyed the length and breadth of the realm. Simply put, the taint is aether that has been befouled. If we are to be rid of it, then we must find the source of the corruption and cleanse it. The question is, are the seed seers prepared to do as Master Altoa once did? At any rate, it's best I speak with them directly. I shall make my way to the guardian tree at once. And I mean, while we're here, get this taken care of, shall we? Oh. Okay. Oh. Wrong button. My thanks for finding a Shiva, Pieta. She's told us all. If we are to protect the 12th wood from the taint, we must needs deal with the corruption at its source. Is that the way of it? Mm-hmm. It is. That's why Master Altoa embarked upon his journey, heedless of his Pajali heritage. And yet Master Altoa is no ordinary Pajali. We are duty-bound to remain in the forest. We simply cannot leave it. Pieta, I'm loath to ask this of you, after all you've already done for us, but the preservation of the 12th wood is at stake. You are not Pajali, and hence are not bound by the laws that bind us. Will you embark upon this quest in our stead? With all due respect, I cannot believe what I'm hearing. You'd entrust the fate of the forest to an adventurer. Calm yourself, and know that Pieta is no ordinary adventurer. Nay, he's the white mage true, chosen by Master Altoa himself to be his successor. He bears the soul crystal and his legacy both. I have every confidence that you'll be able to purge the taint. As such, I would join my voice to my brother's request. Book. Master Altoa's successor? That such an individual even exists. I wish to make a request of my own. In his youth, my grandfather served Master Altoa proudly, accompanying him wheresoever he went, and assisting in purification rituals. It has ever been my desire to emulate my grandfather's deeds. If Pieter is to undertake this quest to eliminate the taint, I would likewise accompany and assist him. The journey will be fraught with peril. Are you willing to risk life and limb solely for the sake of emulating your grandfather? I am, my lady, and that is not the whole of it. I simply cannot sit idly by while a threat encroaches upon the 12th wood. It is our home, and we, each of us, must do our part to protect it. Our part? I see your heart is true. Very well. Assuming our Pieter consents, and I see no reason why I would not, you have my blessing to accompany him. You have our blessing, in fact. The fate of the 12th wood is in your hands. We shall pray for your success. Boom. All right. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. go. We will need to make plans for the journey. Please come and see me in the Falco Club. Glacial breeze. And they call themselves Pajuls. You wonder at my irritation, I shouldn't doubt. I suppose I ought to explain. You see, I was brought up on the tales of Master Ottawa's journeys, the sufferings he endured, for the sake of the Twelveswood. Young though I was deeply touched by his courage and his sacrifice, and to this day his deeds remain close to my heart. That's why it irks me that the Seed Seers will not even lift a finger to help the forest. And thankfully we have you. As Master Ottawa is chosen, you are far more dependable than any Pajul alive. Now then, let's speak of our journey. Grandfather left his records of Master Ottawa's journey to my keeping. I shall scour them for clues as to where we must go. While I do this, pray attend to your own preparations. I shall be here when you're ready to strike out. Image will be available from Eshiva upon reaching level 52. Requirements for undertaking subsequent quests can be reviewed in your journal. You come at a good time, Peter. I believe I found a clue in my grandfather's records. There's a passage which tells of the time when the taint reached the forest via a subterranean water vein. Master Ottawa traced it back to its source at Avalathia's spine, and there he purged the corruption. Lest you wonder, 'tis a mention of the water vein that interests me. Allow me to explain. Though the danger of the Twelveswood has become so dire as to elicit emphatic warnings from the Great One, none of the Pajuls or hearers were aware of it. And we then consider the Great One's warning that the taint shall flood the forest. I'm inclined to conclude that befouled aether is being conveyed via water veins. Years have passed since Master Ottawa purged the taint. A new source of corruption may well have manifested in the intervening time. First, I suggest we take our investigation to the central highlands of Corthus, from which the southern edge of Avalathi's spine. Pray, meet me at Camp Dragonhead. Alright. I have a feeling we're going to end up heading back into the place. That place we're avoiding. Everything is frozen over. I had read of the snow-swept mountains of Corthus, but no amount of reading can substitute for seeing. I have a confession to make. It's my very first time setting foot outside the Twelveswood. The experience is proving to be one fascinating and frightening, but I digress. While I awaited your arrival, I spoke to some of the knights about water veins. They say that one passes beneath the area just south of here. An area happens to be thick with fiends, and these fiends happen to have grown unnaturally aggressive of late. I'd wager the taint is to blame for this change. A short while ago, a band of knights departed for the area in question on a mission to cull the unruly creatures. Shall we go join them? My suspicions were correct. The taint has driven the fiends into a frenzy. Let us aid the knights, and then see to the cleansing. Now let's go. wasn't ready. You failed. Let's try again. I think more than attacking, we need to be defending. I think that's what my problem was there. Being drawn to the taint. And it'll end. Right, you strike it down first. Keep her alive. Almost done. Another foaming cross. Duty complete. Time to cleanse the taint. The energy, soothing and pure, it is precisely what my grandfather wrote. And your soul crystal, I believe it has taken on a new radiance. In all likelihood, the spirit of Master Otoa within has bestowed upon you greater power. I wonder, could it be the act of purifying serves to empower the White Mage? If this is true, it makes the Paja's refusal to leave the forest even more incomprehensible. How long will they allow their laws to dictate their actions to the detriment of reason? At any rate, there's not more to do here. Let us return to Camp Dragonhead. Let's review what we've learned. As we suspected, the taint is being born along subterranean water veins. According to my grandfather's records, the headwater of the vein we just visited is situated further to the west. Unfortunately, it lies beyond the Holy See of Ishgard. As foreigners, we will require special permission to pass through the city. I shall contact Stilgate Fane and request to have the Elder Seedseer issue us the necessary papers. Of course, were one of the Seedseers here, we would not have to go through all this hassle. I shall survey the lay of the land in order to ascertain our next destination. Meanwhile, I suggest you take the time to accustom yourself to the newfound power. I shall be here when you are ready to resume our mission. Okay, what have we picked up? Asylum. Healing gauge unlocked. Displays the current number of lilies a white mage has accumulated. Lilies are accumulated as time passes when engaged in combat. Lilies are consumed by using the actions Aphilis Solus and Aphilis Rapture, required at level 76. You can view the gauge description at any time in the Actions and Traits menu. Okay. Let's see, what's next? Actions and traits. What is Asylum? Well-designated area in a Veil of Succor, granting healing over time to self and any party members who enter. So Asylum makes a certain area well defended. Okay, and Esena. Okay, medic is that one. All right. Shiva is ready to resume the mission to purge the taint. Terribly sorry for the wait, Pieter. It has taken a while, but our request to pass through Ishgard has been granted. We may now continue on to the Western Highlands. First, I suggest we make a brief stop at Falcon's Nest. If there's been an anomaly in the area, the locals may be able to tell us something. Okay, we've not yet been able to make it that way, so it's time to get access to that area. idea of there being a healing zone. That's going to be extremely helpful. Temple Knight Gate Guard. Wards of House Portents? Ah, yes, you may pass. Let us proceed to Ishgard.
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came. To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church.
Cool.
The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and his companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
No more to Count Edmond on the 4 temps at Innsbruck. Good stuff. Greetings, Master Kurlinsk. On behalf of House Foltemps, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars, if you will all come with me. It's a new area for us to discover, a new city for us to explore. Good stuff. Attuned to the acreage. Now I got access to this steel manufacturer. Collectible cube, huh? With you in a moment, sir. My perspectometer seems rather fond of you. Let's see, shall we? Odd garb, striking presence. Would I be right in assuming you are one of those adventurous types? Boom. As I thought as much. My perspectometer seldom lies. And let me just say, we have made the right choice in visiting our humble workshop. Ahem. Welcome to the Sky Steel Manufactory, where miracles are born from aether, metal, and imagination. From cannons to ballistas, we develop and manufacture a range of weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. We are also accepting students who wish to take up a firearm and learn the techniques of a machinist. What say you? Are you interested in joining us in exploring the machinist discipline? Yes, I am. You are? Well, of course you are. Otherwise, the perspectometer would not have registered your obvious interest. In my excitement, I've neglected to introduce myself. My name's Stefanian de Helena, and you are? With your introduction with undisguised enthusiasm. Peter, is it? Well, Peter, allow me to welcome you once more to the Sky Steel Manufactory. As I mentioned before, it is our charge to develop and manufacture weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. But pray, forget about those tired old inventions. The future lies in machinistry, a technology that wields the genius of Master Garland's Magitech with traditional meteorology. Every single one of my latest creations employs the principles of this unique discipline. And in the steady hands of trained machinists, my new inventions are going to alter the very face of warfare. Though I would dearly love to expand upon my revolutionary theories, we should begin by familiarizing you with the tools of the trade, so to speak. Have you time now for a brief lesson? Request accepted. Let's do this. Splendid. Now the first thing you must learn is the proper technique for handling a fire. Where the hell is our master of war marksmanship? I swear the man is never about when I need him most. How dreadfully embarrassing. Here I've mercilessly piqued your interest, and now I must ask you to call again at a later convenience. Mayhap the next time you visit, our instructor will deign to put in an appearance. Then we can outfit you with the equipment necessary to learn basic marksmanship, and I might explain to you the particulars of a machinist's profession. I'm afraid that he's gone for good this time, your lordship. Left a letter of resignation on your workbench and all. Oh, man. Can't afford to lose such a pivotal employee at this crucial juncture of our growth. Joy, fair mine Akuman. I shall drag that scoundrel back by the lapels, if need be. But, my lordship, I'm even sure where to start looking. You made a salient point, my dear. My perspectometer points to the lands of Lenoska. Ah, yes, I should have realized he'd return to his homeland. Lenoska, my lordship. Are you sure you want to go there? It's a nasty place where folk will clout you across the face as soon as you look at you. Aye, well, I must admit to a little familiarity with the environment. Hark, Joy. The perspectometer chirps again. Of course. Our aspiring machinist. We shall have the worldly Pieter here act as our guide. For an explorer has braved the harshest corners of Eorzea, the wilds of Lenoska must be akin to a garden path. Is it not so? They would not go that far. Now, no false modesty. Whatever knowledge you have of the place must far exceed ours, no matter your protestation. You will consent to guide us, will you not? Well, then it is settled. Joy here, in addition to her loyal service to Count Helena, is the finest shot in the manufactory. As a novice machinist, I suggest you mark her technique well during our little jaunt to Lenoska. Speaking of which, you must needs decide upon a somewhat less vague destination. I seem to recall our absent instructor mentioning companions from a camp overlook. Let that be our first port of call. Alright, where else have we not been? Oh, the music's really pretty. Try to catch all of these crystals as I might. Man, this is a very large place. The steps in particular. Access to the Forgotten Night. Whee! A broom. Off we go to the pillars. Holy See of Ishgard. This is Nail Manor. More Aethernet shards. Mashallah. Greetings and welcome to Ethnator Mashranavum. Perhaps you are drawn by fate to this place of learning, or perhaps you wish to know more of fate itself. Do you wish to know more of fate? Of course I do. Then you are wise to come hither, for in the stars are written the fates of every man and woman in Haelin. It is there in the stars that I read a man would call upon the Athenim this very day, a man who would play an important role in my own life. But apologies, even the most skilled reader cannot scry a name from the heavens. Would you be so kind as to give me yours, that I might know who is my newest protege? Pietro Krulinsk. Pietro. Well, I was not expecting that. But what is a name but an attempt by our begetters to wield power over the lives of sons and daughters? Lives whose paths have already been foretold. In a sense, that is. My name is Janiquan de Verdane, and I am an astrologian for the Holy See. Remember that name, for it shall echo evermore in the annals of Ishgardian history. Well, once I put it there. Once we put it there. Ago, and Adriano the Younger learned that the movement of the stars could also be used to foresee the movements of the Dravanian horde, that the field became popular. Since then, there was once a single science that bifurcated into two similar, yet ultimately different schools of learning, the Sharlayan school of astrology and the Ishgardian school. The former placing a focus on tapping celestial aether and transforming it into beneficial magics, or astromancy, the latter specializing solely in determining the actions of our dragon enemies to the north. I am a student of the former, the only student of the former here in Ishgard, and have been actively seeking a partner with whom I could conduct my research. Let us say that my fellow astrologians here have been less than approving of my path, but that is simply because they are afraid of what they do not know. Once they do know of how Sharlayan astrology can benefit the sea and its soldiers, they will feel foolish for ever having doubted me. I mean us. And you will be joining me, won't you? Will you not? Walking the path has been laid out before you. Instead of stubbornly denying your fate, postponing the inevitable. I see you wasted no time making your decision. Like I always say, the stars are never wrong. Alas, even a lifetime of study and training cannot unlock all the secrets written in the stars. Myself, I have been a student of astromantic arts for more summers than I can count. And I still often misread the signs shown to me in the skies. Though my readings are far more accurate now than they were when I attained the Athenaeum in Shoreline. Not the Shoreline, mind you, the colony that once thrived in Dravanian hinterlands. I can recall my time when there was, like it was but yesterday. The first 6 moons, I was not even allowed to touch the deck of 60, let alone conduct a reading with the major arcana. Most of my time was spent in the scriptorium, transcribing old tomes of astrological fundamentals, such as the 6 elemental houses, divine duplicity, class triplicity, house modality, polarity, dignity versus detriment. I abhorred the task, and would tirelessly pester my instructors as to when I might actually be granted the opportunity to weave a spell or perform a reading. It wasn't until the end of the 6th moon I realized that all the transcribing had prepared me with the essentials, that I would do these very things. I would need to do these very things. The positions of the celestial bodies within the 6 elemental houses and their relation to the major and minor arcana of the deck of 60, therein lie the secrets to tapping the ethereal powers locked in the heavens. And soon, too, you will be privy to these secrets. But not this day, no. I will not have you transcribe musty old tomes like I was once forced to do. No, the task I have for you is much more interesting. You see, I'm expecting the arrival of a very important guest. My old mentor from the Studium has agreed to make a journey of the old world to Ishgard and speak with the Holy See regarding the implementation of Chilean astrological techniques in city-state defense. Alas, the professor and his party are now fully 7 days late in arriving, and I would begin to worry for their safety. I should be much obliged, therefore, if you would inquire to other astrologians here at the Athenaeum if they have heard aught. Why would Lord Arjanara think I had information of the whereabouts of a handful of unbelievers from across the blood-brine sea? I'm an astrologian, not a fortune-teller. I cannot simply look at the stars and scry the location of the Viscount's guess. Unless his guests are dragons, that is. I suppose if anyone knew aught, it would be the observatorium. We here at the Athenaeum are but students dedicated to research. Those with influence in our field are assigned to the astroscope. Let me guess, the good Lord Jollimall said he saw you in a vision. The stars told him you were to study Charlian astrology with him. That close. He must be the 100th of his little pets to pester me this week alone. I have no ill will toward the ignorant unbelievers unlucky enough to find themselves caught up in the talk of stars and fortune, but you may tell that sorry excuse for astrologian for the umpteenth time. I have heard naught concerning his imaginary friends from faraway Shoreline. You don't tell about kind to call him his sorry excuse for an astrologian, all right? I mean, he is one. I just don't want him to know I said it. Okay. Yellowcorn is still waiting for word from the missing Shorelians instead of actually making an effort to find them, is he? Of course he is. Is it any wonder that nearly 15 years since his return from Shorelion, his skill in astromancy remains unchanged? Any wonder he's never yet managed to convince a single peer of value of the Shorelion school? He's a privileged little sprat who spends more time gazing at the stars in young maidens' eyes than actually trying to read the ones above his head. All right. Tell the poor man I just returned from the observatorium, speaking with one of his aides regarding Shorelion. He was visibly upset. I wasn't about to risk my career over something I care little about. I merely put my head down and ate my beet soup. That is all I know, and you did not hear it from me. Master Folomon, I thought this day could not get any worse. Oh, but no, I'm not suggesting that meeting you in any way could have been unfortunate. It is just, that, it may not be of the best interest to be seen together as of yet. There's certain people in the sea who do not approve of my studies. Couple that with the fact that you are an outsider, and an unbeliever, and, well, people may come to their own conclusions. You must act with caution until we can prove that our intentions are just, and that the good of all Ishgard. We must ask you to travel to the observatorium alone, and meet me there. Okay, so we got all 4 of those. We just need 5 of these, and then we're good. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's do it. And this place is huge. Now the Ethernet thing to the Inquisition. After witnessing a spectacle like that, everyday life seems rather dull in comparison. So you didn't see that trial either. Huh, your loss. Fury take me. The way that heretic swung like a stab of iron he called a sword was a sight to behold. He shouldn't have carried a shield. He couldn't have carried a shield if he wanted to. That blade was so big. Had to keep 2 hands on it at all times. I was amazed he managed to keep up with all that temple knights, as long as he did. Felt like a demon from the deepest pits of the 7th hell, bellowing threats working his odds. I wasn't sure what to make of it at first. Then I heard someone say he must be a dark knight. You didn't hear that from me, eh? In fact, I'm sure I don't know anything about it. No, I'm good. I don't need to be a dark knight. Aye, let us speak no more of such things. Heaven knows listening. Oh, let's go across this other one over here. Yes, Dark Knight is definitely not something that Pietro would be interested in. Although, I really don't think that Machinistry would be either. I am incredibly interested, but Pietro would not be. I think Pietro would be interested in the astrology, though. St. Ramonal's Cathedral. Over here looks like we have a shop. At least several merchants. Jeweled Corsair. So all you get from me, I hope it satisfies you. What you ask for, yes? Take it. Alright, yes, shark fin soup. And the yew longbow. We have to have a more meaningful task for me. The report is ready, sir. With expiration, honor to serve, sir. Alright. On this level 46. Exploration. That's a decision, sir. Adventures are my speciality. I will be done. 2. 17. There. Go exploring. Perform your meaningful task. Hopefully next time you have a more meaningful task for me. A lot of retainer. I have to 2 retainers. You clearly have 2. You can't get any more. This should be the last one. Wrong way. 30 more minutes. Okay, we need to go higher. Can you take me home? The architects. Access the last vigil. Attune yourself to Ethernet shards in Ishgard. The gates of judgment are now accessible from any Ethernet available. Very good. So Archibald. The warriors of light and his brave companions. Walking the streets of Ishgard at last, what a glorious sight. I cannot tell you how long I've waited for this day. Allow me to present to you my family home, Fort Temp's Manor. I should have nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends. Introductions must be made.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing. I, Count Edmond de Fortomp, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortomp, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
Thank you.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Fortomp.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders, yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies. Don't you think?
It's true.
Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses, but so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Quite.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Right. Now has a mind to learn more about Ishgard. Now our friends at House Fortemps has been generous enough to extend us their protection. You must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. It's only proper that we learn more about our new home, so we might become more self-sufficient. Bull.
Well, it'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. And then there's the markets and the taverns, and we'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk.
Actually did that on my way here. It would seem mature the city is indeed in order. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall of course do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. You You will be able to answer any questions. He will be able to answer any questions you might have. Ah, but I grow forgetful in my dotage. There's something I must give you every part. The documentation is in order, I trust? Yes, my lord. Those documents identify you as wards of House Fortams. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House Fortams. Let us hope it shall not come to that. Rest assured we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Theatre, Tataril. The city awaits.
Let's go.
And then there were 3. Quest accepted. The pillars. Yes, this place is all very epic. As this is your first time in our fair city, pray permit me to show you to the Hauptplan, from whence you may gaze upon the splendor of the Holy Vault. Though all the other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you should see it first. I shall then show you around the jeweled Corsair, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services before descending to Fountain's Aetheric Plaza. If there are no questions. This place is huge. Very epic looking, which is great. The Hauptplan, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. The magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the south, they perchance Thorin's famed Knights 12? Yes. Very good, Master Arfinal. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thorin the First to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition. There's much you can learn by exploring the pillars. Time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the jeweled Corsair, I shall introduce you to Mistress Eliaze, our master of the markets. We'll fast travel because this place is too big. Well, you're certainly not locals of traveling peddlers, which makes you all...
We are staying in the temples of Aoria. We saved your life. You're welcome.
Ah, the wards of House Fortams. Very interesting. Count Edmund has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish. which may be some time. Accordingly, you will have need of sundry goods, hence I desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable. Young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have the coin to spend, who are we to refuse it? Weapons, armors, accoutrements, medicine, materials, whatever you desire. It can be found in the Corsair. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you will soon see. Aye. Our next destination is the Aetherite Plaza and Foundation, if everyone is ready. All right. We are back to Foundation. And here we are at the Foundation's Aetherite Plaza. If you've yet to attune to the Aetherite, you may wish to do so now.
We've done this already.
Guide is eager to continue your tour of Ishgard. Very cloudy here. As for our next destination, perhaps we should decide together. What else can be found nearby? The sun just rose. Heard the music change. The Sky Steel manufacturer stands to the west. There our engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against dragons. The Holy Stables, where chocobos are trained for war, also lay in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly, while to the south and east, well, we'd have to be avoided that area. Now I want to go there. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Alphino. Hold your nose while you pass the broom, little lord. Delicate flower like yours like to wilt in our fumes. Oh, you misjudge me, sir. I'm no lord, but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have you? Take a turn down the Hopland and gawp at the statues. Well, if you've a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink with a forgotten knight if your nursemaid will let you. My humblest apologies, Master Alphino. Pray, pay that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. Not due to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this forgotten knight for myself. I trust you will see the wisdom of this, Pietro. A few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. Not that I expect to hear the news of our missing comrades just yet. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn in recent events?
Yeah, I'm coming too.
Quest accepted. My proprietor. Must say this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. We but recently arrived in Ishgard, and are eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments, Master. Gabriel, Just grab your own will do. I'm flattered you think so highly of me establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, I could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spotted that, did you? Aye, up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty nights, and so forth. Dropping in on the way to or from somewhere else. Regulars, maybe, but not locals. Folks from the Broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, old quality wine. Not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lower levels, yes? Why do you call them the Broom, if I may ask? Because when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to live with it. I see. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the walls and started tearing up the city, it was a broom who got the worst of it, while the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the temple knights. More than a few people still sore on that mind, which is why, considering your present company, I recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below. Something sharp in your boot, just to be sure. I shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Alphinaud, I think it best if we return to Fortemps Manor.
You're going ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two.
Miss Tatteru, I'm afraid that's out of the question. My lord, the Count, would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place. Least of all a maiden. What are you up to, Tatteru?
Look around, Alphinaud. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me.
Indeed. But would you be safe here on your own?
Oh, please. Do you know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones all by myself? If I had a gill for every unwelcome caller I'd driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine.
And not that I doubt a lady's knack for fending off unwelcome advances. I'm be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron of my establishment. Well, that settles it then. Tatteru, Pietro and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link pearl if you require any assistance.
I will.
Link pearl, of course, is the little earring thing they got on.
Bye. You'll never see me again.
All right. Welcome, Master Krolinsk. Shall I show you inside the manor?
Yes, do this.
Tell us, Master Alphinaud, does Ishgard meet with your expectations? That I had imagined pales in comparison to the reality. I felt the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took. And when those steps took me past the scars left by the Wyvern's foundation, I understood how easily that history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating. The casualties unspeakable. The Wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Americ has ordered his knights to strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There's much to be done, but alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Maybe we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you've done for us, we could welcome any opportunity to repay your kindness. No. That is a most generous offer, Master Alphinaud. You are guests in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse.
Oh, good. What would you ask of us?
From what I have heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on. As for you, Master Krolinsk, I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a man with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively when needed, to aid Auriel and Emelian in their duties.
I beg your pardon. I'm more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need for an honored guest assistant.
Now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Hold your tongues. By the fury, the two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity, befitting your station, and show Master Krolinsk the respect that he deserves. This is the man who slew Gaius von Belsar, and some half-dozen primals besides. He's not here to steal your glory, or serve as your errand boy. If you can pardon them their impropriety, Master Krolinsk, I should be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. My thanks. Fury willing, they may even learn something from you. Count Edmond von Vortemps. I have a feeling this guy's going to be important. So let's go. Heaven's Word. Count Edmond de Vortemps. Extra proper British. It would seem we shall not want for employment in the coming days, though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance's sake. In truth, he's glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House Vortemps has taken a tremendous risk. Until we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small, and he would have us publicly serve Ishgard, while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. It is an arrangement we may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me into contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as you go about helping our two lords with their various responsibilities, you will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard, perhaps even new allies. Yes, the more I think of it, the more confident I am that by furthering their goals, we shall further our own. Cup of healing, which is below my current abilities. When a man like Lord Emelian is in high spirits, you can be sure that trouble is in store. Okay, so Emelian Lane. Troublemaking. British. Shall we be off then, old boy? Ah, but where are my manners? Emelian de Vortemps, second son of Count Edmond de Vortemps. Trueborn, that is. Yes, I know what you're thinking, and you're absolutely right. What ill fortune to be born second in a society where the eldest inherits all. Well, my brother would never cut me off. 'Tis true, but who could be satisfied subsiding on a meager allowance, forever overshadowed by his sibling? Not I, old boy, not I. Which is why I need your help to ensure this business in the Sea of Clouds goes swimmingly, so that the tales of my great deeds can win me a place in the people's hearts. Better yet, raise me higher in their estimation than Auriel. Ambitious, I grant you, but then I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding. Oh, don't look at me that way. I jest. Anyways, we ought to aid the good men and women of House Hallenair. Hallenart? Whatever. They have ever been steadfast friends to our house. They've fallen on hard times since the calamity. Poor blighters. As for what precisely we will be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? Just come along with me to the airship landing. You'll need to take the airship to Count Cloudtop. So this guy, I almost feel like this guy would be... who was Jeeves's charge? I can't remember the character's name, but Jeeves, the butler, the famous butler, was always doing the bidding of his lord, and the lord was a doofus. And so that guy, I think, is going to have a voice more similar to that. Lord Antoriel is less than eager to brief you on his mission. And Poirel. Irritated British. Let's see where we can go from here. Let us begin anew, Master Krolinsk. I am Sir Artoriel de Fortemps, eldest son of Count Edmund de Fortemps. You will forgive me my outburst, I hope. I mean no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me, unlike some. Archifon has spoken of you often. If you are even half the man he claims, I shall be glad to have you by my side. The matters at hand, then. We will be assisting my esteemed compatriots of houses de Roder and Demoiselle. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it? Aye, well, suffice to say, the prospect of assisting said houses does not fill me with joy. However, it is the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this crucial juncture. But we shall speak more of that anon. First, we must needs secure transport to Falcon's Nest. Let us make for the Chocobo stables and foundation. Bof. Okay, time to unlock everything. First, let's take care of this. Trust Affairs seeks assistance with a rather delicate issue. Excuse me, adventurer. I would ask a favor of you on behalf of House Fortemps. My lord is hosting a banquet and requests attendance from the other high houses. Take these invitations and see they are delivered at once. Of course, you will likely not be granted an audience with the lords and ladies of the high houses. Leaving these with the guards will do, but they must be delivered. Yeah, it's really pretty over here. Portolo. What business have you with House Hallenop?
His formal invitation for you.
An invitation to dine at House Fortemps. My lord would be honored to attend. I'm afraid he's quite busy at present, what with the breach of Ishgard's defenses and rising heretic activity. Can't rightly say he's too busy, though. That's for him to decide. You have me word this invitation will be delivered. What does it mean? Nope. False alarm. Matthew's looking for an adventure who's not afraid of a little hard work. What is this? Looking for a bit of work, are you? You don't look to be one strapped for coin, but I'll never turn away anyone looking to make an honest go. Would you mind taking a sack of chocobo fodder down to the holy stables of Foundation? Stable Master Sebelier is expecting a delivery. She paid me up front, but fear not, it was merely for the fodder. It's still a delivery charge, and you're welcome to it if you take the fodder down there for me. Where is the fodder sack? This looks cool. So I should get back to this around 2, maybe 2:30. Be a much shorter version this afternoon. Logicum. The mail. This is the residence of Lord Dosmail. If you have no business here, I ask you to leave. Here is formal invitation to party. Banquet hosted by House Fortemps. I see. Oh, it's nothing. It's just... My lord has been tied up with the restoration of Falcon's Nest. I imagine making him to attend will be difficult. Nevertheless, I will see to it he receives the invitation. What's up, Cleo? Cleo cannot help but frown when she reads over her work. You look as someone in need of a task? Well, it just so happens I'm looking for a helping hand. One of the delivery airships is under repairs, and we're in the midst of preparing a test flight. Ensuring a safe flight path is of utmost importance. I need someone to take this flight plan to Chelagal at the Athenaeum Astrologicum. I'd be ever grateful if you could take it. You ready to depart, sir? The airship bound for Count Cloudtrump will be leaving shortly.
Let us do this.
New area has opened up. The Sea of Clouds. Without spine.
Upon an airship, conceived within the fecund mind of Cid Garland, renegade prodigy of Garlemald, who had come to call Eorzea home. High into the heavens, where isles of earth and stone floated as clouds,
A frontier the knights of Ishgard had scarce begun to explore. To a fledgling outpost within the sea of clouds, where careworn scouts ever scanned the skies for winged shadows, he came.
Awfully cold up here. I mean, Korthus may not be blessed with warmest weather in the world, but compared to this, it seems positively balmy. And of course, our hero is totally unperturbed. You don't have to maintain that strong, silent persona all the time, you know? Never mind. We need to find Lady LeMaitre, and she is in charge of the garrison here. Oh, and when we find her, just follow my lead, yes? Excellent. All right. Yeah, this is an area we haven't explored really. The Sea of Clouds. Very good. All right. Well, I think this is as good a place as any to stop. So we'll stop here for lunch/duties. Again, I'll be here back in maybe 3 hours. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.